வாங்க ஒரு சிம்பிளான விஷயத்தை பார்க்கலாம்.
All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing a bit of a post-mortem on data science. You know, it's a buzzword we hear literally everywhere, yet it somehow remains shrouded in mystery for so many of us. Well, by the end of this breakdown, we're going to completely strip away the hype and uncover the fundamental ingredients that actually drive this fascinating field. So, let's dive right in. So, whenever we hear the phrase data science, I bet our brains immediately jump to a very specific, almost Hollywood-style image, right? We picture hackers typing furiously in dark rooms, long lines of incredibly complicated code scrolling by, and those glowing green screens straight out of the Matrix movie. We've really been conditioned to think it's just this impenetrable wall of code. But is that really all there is to it?
Well, to answer that, we've got to contrast that whole Matrix hacker myth with the much more accurate pizza recipe reality. Think about it. Imagine you're making a truly great pizza. You know that just having flashy toppings like pepperoni and veggies is never enough. You absolutely need a solid, perfectly crafted dough base. Data science is exactly like that. It's created when deep subject expertise is combined perfectly with technology. The base is the expertise, and the toppings are the tech.
Part 1. The base. Domain expertise and scientific methods.
Jargon alert. So, the first half of our data science pizza, the base, actually happens entirely in your brain. It uses math and logic before you ever even touch a computer. And it all starts with domain expertise. Now, what does that mean? It simply means having a really deep, comprehensive understanding of the specific field your data is coming from. Think about it this way. If you're looking at banking data, you absolutely need to understand how banking works. Things like market volatility, interest rate mechanisms, and what financial risk looks like. Because without that crucial context, the data is just a bunch of meaningless numbers.
This foundational base relies on 3 interlocking pieces. First up, scientific tools and methods. These ensure we use strict logic rather than just, guesswork to prove our hypotheses. Next, mathematical and statistical models give us the framework to test that logic rigorously. And finally, structured analysis pulls the whole thing together. These 3 steps rely so heavily on structure and logic, making sure that the foundation of our work is rock solid.
Another quick jargon alert. Let's look a bit closer at statistical models. While the term sounds super complex, it fundamentally just means playing with numbers to find hidden trends. Basic math plays a massive role here, like finding a class average. It's exactly like forecasting quarterly sales based on historical consumer data. You're basically looking at past performance metrics to make a highly educated guess about what's going to happen in the future. And that brings us to analysis. Honestly, analysis is exactly like looking closely at your old school report cards or conducting a comprehensive business audit. When you get those audit results back, you don't just blankly stare at the revenue sheet, right? No, you really dig in to extract useful information, like figuring out exactly which departments are underperforming or whether you're weaker in math or science, and then you decide exactly where to reallocate your resources. So remember, a huge portion of data science is already happening right there inside your brain, using math, logic, and that vital context.
Moving on to part 2, the toppings, technology.
Okay, so once you've got the formula, the logic, and the models completely mapped out in your head, well, you're going to need a computer to do that math quickly and on a massive scale. To process data at this level, you need the right technological toppings. First up, heavy-duty data processing tools. Because let's face it, your normal, everyday software like Excel, it's going to literally crash under the weight of billions of data points. Then you use languages like Python, which is actually pretty easy to learn, to instruct the machine. All of this is supported by robust operating systems like Windows, Mac, or Linux, acting as the environment where everything runs. And finally, application design steps in to ensure your complex results are beautifully packaged into a clean, understandable dashboard.
Now, you probably noticed the word library on that list. Final jargon alert here. In the coding world, a library is definitely not a room full of books. It's simply a digital box of pre-written, borrowed code. Instead of reinventing the wheel and writing every single instruction from scratch, data scientists borrow these prepackaged toolkits to work faster and execute their vision much more efficiently. These tech toppings are really just powerful tools built to serve your base knowledge.
And that brings us to part 3, the ultimate fusion.
All right, so now that we understand the base and the toppings, we can see that a true data scientist is essentially a master chef. Balancing both the base dough and the tech toppings is absolutely crucial, because lacking that balance totally ruins the dish. If you only have the business brain, you're going to hit a wall and get stuck the second those datasets become too massive to handle manually. Conversely, if you only know Python but lack the business logic, well, you're just a coder, not a data scientist. You need the business brain to know exactly what questions to ask and the technical skills to actually answer them. If this explainer sparked your curiosity even a little bit and you want to learn these components step by step, there are some absolutely fantastic resources out there for you. Make sure to check out the I Am Mentor channel on YouTube for more in-depth explainers. And if you're looking to actively build these skills yourself, you can find a full list of modern software development courses over at agile.epictechskills.com. Both are just excellent places to start mastering your recipe. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Which part of the data science formula actually draws you in more? Are you more captivated by the strategic math and business base, or the limitless potential of the Python coding toppings? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you found this breakdown insightful, please drop a like on this explainer, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்ததுன்னா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you for watching.